Tuna, jeweils mit Pommes bitte.
Welche Größe Pommes möchten Sie?
Kleine bitte.
Und soll irgendwas drauf? Mayonnaise oder Ketchup?
Mach mal einmal Mayo, einmal.
Hello and welcome back to another video feature of the Immersive Worlds Handbook. As you can see here, perhaps I'm at the Currywurst Museum in Berlin, Germany. And I had an opportunity recently to tour the museum and to have a look at, I think, a fascinating space that might surprise many people. And the title of this feature is Seriously Unserious. And this title, I think, refers to the fact that a lot of people feel that this particular museum in Berlin caters to tourists, as many museums do. But if you look at the reviews on Yelp, people tend to say that the Currywurst Museum is geared towards tourists, and in some cases there are negative comments about this fact. In fact, I want to challenge this today and suggest in this idea of the seriously unserious that I think what makes the Currywurst Museum so impressive to me is the fact that they take on a topic that at its heart, at its surface, appears to be superficial, unserious, even the subject of ridicule. But if you have a chance to visit the Currywurst Museum, I think you will see that it's in fact something entirely different. As you can see from some of the displays here, certainly they take advantage of the popular iconography of Currywurst, which is a specialty in many parts of Germany, sausage cut into small pieces, covered with a ketchup that's mixed with your standard curry paste. But to me, what's fascinating about the museum, again, is they're taking something that has at its heart a notion to it that it is an unserious topic and something that shouldn't be analyzed in depth. And as a scholar who teaches and studies and consults for popular culture spaces, I feel that there's something admirable in the ways in which they've created this museum and give the guests insights into something that probably he or she would never think about in an academic sense or in an analytical sense. As you can see here, they take advantage of multiple modalities of theming and immersive design. In this case, it's a map of famous Currywurst locations in the city of Berlin. And throughout the museum, if you have a chance to listen to some of my other video features, I talk more about these immersive technologies. I talk about the museum's use of sensory technologies. You smell, feel, see, and at the end taste the entire cultural history of Currywurst. You can even see in the background here that they've fashioned one of the viewing areas with a video inside it to look like a sausage, to look like a wurst. In this case here, they have a classic imbiss, basically a roadside food stand that serves a variety of foods, but of course many in Berlin and throughout Germany serve wurst, sausage, and then of course here, Currywurst. And to me, what's exciting about this is they take something that has that unserious connotation to it, and in this case they apply an analytic, much like an academic might. And in a few cases one could argue that indeed there's a certain tongue-in-cheek nature to what they're doing here. But I think at the same time, as we would see in any museum, there's an attempt to really take the subject seriously and to provide a guest an opportunity to think about something in an entirely new way that likely they haven't thought about it in the past. And so as I look at the various technologies, the signage, the designs, as you can see here, there's a recreation of an actual imbiss that you can go inside, and as you saw at the beginning of this video, you can place your own order and get a chance to see what it's like from the inside. And I find that for a very small space, as far as museums go, the Currywurst Museum in Berlin has done a remarkable job at providing immersion, at giving the guests something interesting, unique, if not quirky, to look at, and also, as I said earlier, to really consider something in a way that typically you would think would be considered in another way, in a less serious manner. So I hope you enjoyed this video feature today from the Currywurst Museum in Berlin. And come back and listen to additional video features that focus on this museum, many other sites and immersive spaces in Berlin, and of course other locations from around the world as we consider immersion related to this space and many others.